Hello guys, I am finally back and I'm in China. No, the last time we spoke, I was in my room in Barbados. I probably wearing the same shirt. I think I was wearing the same shirt. That's crazy.
Greetings and salutations.
It's been like a week and a half. No, it's been like 3 weeks now or something since then, and I have a ton of stories to tell. And today, what are we going to talk about today? What should we talk about? Should we talk about the trip here? Should we talk about here? Should we talk about miracles? You know what we're going to talk about today? I know it. What we're going to talk about is the trip for sure. Trip to China, and a bit about how it's been so far, like some of the differences between China and Barbados that I've experienced so far. And I think we'll talk a bit about the dorm that I'm in, maybe. No, you know what? We'll save the dorm and like specific things about the university for another video. So let's just talk about the journey here for now. Let's go. So we left, myself and another Barbadian, Darius Payne. We left Barbados around 10 something on Monday night, Monday the 28th of August, and we arrived here in China on Wednesday the 30th of August around 10-11. First flight was about 8 hours. That was my first flight, like with a memory. Last one was probably like I was 8 years old or something, so I really don't remember anything from that. But the first flight was 8 hours, and it was so cool. It was so amazing for me because I had never really done this before, and like the plane was actually flying. Not gonna lie, I was nervous. So like while we were taking off, I was looking outside, like looking through the window for the whole time, like, yo, this is actually gonna like go off the ground. Like I was so confused how it was gonna work. I just didn't feel like it was moving fast enough, you know. Like it was a bewildering experience for me in some ways. And so anyways, we got on the plane and I was planning to sit together with Darius, but it didn't really work out that way. I ended up sitting with like a random guy. His name begins with J, right? It's like Jake or Jonathan. It might be Jonathan. I think it's Jonathan. And he was the coolest guy ever, bro. He was so cool. I think I got his Instagram. I'll go add it soon because I had to get a VPN when I got here. It's another whole story. But he was really cool. He was giving me suggestions. He was telling me how, you know, the flight was gonna be. He even gave me movie recommendations. So I ended up watching Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Top tier movie. For anyone who's looking for a movie like right now, that is top tier. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. If you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. If you have watched it, you know what I'm talking about. It was great. I also started to watch a bit of John Wick 4, but I stopped watching that for two reasons. One, I didn't watch 3, and 2, I was actually starting to get tired at this point. So both him and I actually, because I had to watch Puss in Boots before, so then we just took a nap. Anyways, this is too much about the first flight. Let's move on to the second flight. No, the first airport. First airport was in London, Heathrow. I think this is where... No, I lost my flag on the second plane. Yeah, second plane. So this was actually really cool. This is where I saw like a lot of the first like international brands that I've never seen before. The names, I really don't remember the names. But the airport was so huge and it was so fun. And here I actually bought my first 2 books. Let me get the books. Give me like 2 seconds. Right, so the airport, London Heathrow had a bookshop. I was really looking for some Doctor Who stuff because I don't know, those of you who know me know that I've been a Doctor Who fan like since small. I watched a good set of them. I might not be up to date anymore. I'm pretty sure I stopped around season 12 or so during the female Doctor's season. Not sexist, I just haven't finished. A lot of things happen. And so I was looking for Doctor Who stuff, but I didn't really find what I was looking for. All the, you know, police boxes I found were red, not blue. But I did find some good books, and I have yet to read them. But I read like the it's not the epilogue. It's like the summary kind of introduction is what I read, and the summary is at the back of these two books, and I was very intrigued. So the first one, The Diary of a CEO. As someone who is aspiring to become a CTO, Chief Technical Officer, which is like a CEO that just knows, you know, the tech stuff behind the apps or behind the project. I thought this was a great book. And then this book, I just happened to see it as I was leaving, The 12 Rules for Life. Wow. This is by Jordan B. Peterson. I don't know if any of y'all watch him on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, but I've been following some of his stuff for a while, and this guy just talks sense. Anyways, we are still in Heathrow in this video. It's time to get to China. So we gone through the airport at Heathrow, and it was time now to go to my new home for 2 years, China. Wow. So while we were in the airport, as we were moving towards the gate to go to China, we started to see less and less Europeans and more Asians. And I was like, it started to hit home a bit. It's like, whoa, it's happening. And then like we got to like exactly where we were sitting down before the gate, and there was like 95% Asian people, and I was like, yes, I'm at home. And people were speaking Chinese all the time, and on the phone calls, and chats, on the announcements. The announcements became both English and Chinese now instead of just English. And I was actually starting to feel really amazing. It was so cool. It's like this is my territory now. I really get to, not just get to, but kind of have to use Chinese in a bit. Use Chinese. Yeah, no. So yeah, we boarded the plane. There was this guy that was walking so fast. Did I get a video of him? I hope I did. If I did, I'll put it on here. But if I didn't, he was just walking quick. I was like, yo, this guy knows where he's going. I don't. I'm gonna follow this guy. And I followed him, and sure enough, he went straight to the plane we were going on to. I got onto the plane, sat down, and helped some people do some things in Chinese. Not do some things in Chinese. Somebody was trying to put their bag up top. And this is probably my first experience of having to use Chinese. Yeah, before you get into China. Like they wanted help, but like they didn't know English so well, it seemed. But it was fine because I could talk to them in Chinese, and I did that with them. I helped them out. Did that with the guy that was sitting next to me, because I didn't sit next to Darius. And added him on WeChat, and he's offered for me to come at his house and eat dinner, but I actually haven't followed up on that. So I'll probably do that soon. But anyways, we flew, and this flight was people tell me it was 12 hours, but it felt like 12 days, bro. It was so long. I got on, and I knew this flight was going to be long, so I didn't want to watch anything yet. I wanted to just sit and be still and see how long I could take just being still. And waste some time like this before I get into movies, before I get into games, before I get into whatever else I want to spend these next couple hours on. So I did that. Then eventually I watched some TV. I started to watch Baki. I finished that season, the last season. That was premium, by the way. That was so good. Wow. Baki Hanma, the second one where he got to fighting his dad. That was so good. Bro, and so motivating. The worst part about it, I guess the only bad part about it, is that I was on a plane and I couldn't just drop on the floor and start doing push-ups at the same time. But that was really good. So good. Wow. But another problem is that after that, I still had 8 hours of flying, bro. What? No way. I think I watched another movie. Did I read? The point is, I did a whole lot. And when I did a whole lot, there was still time left. At this point, I was already overflying, bro. The flying was amazing for the whole of the first flight. Most of the first flight. The landing was a little scary, but we did it, thank God. And yeah, by the middle of the second flight, I was like, I had enough. Flying is too much. I can't do this. Anyways, we made it. The last 20 minutes felt like 2 days, not gonna lie. They were moving so slowly. I was looking at that clock, and it was just wow. I even started playing Bejeweled Blitz I don't know if y'all know that game. It's a really old game, but it came with the tablet thing that's in the back of the people's back of the seat, and I played that. I played a good set of those a little bit, and there was still time on that thing before we landed. Wow, that was crazy. But we landed, and we got to the airport in Beijing. There are two airports in Beijing. Daxing is the newest one. That's the one we got to. And we got there were signs in English and in Chinese. Now, for me, that was also really nice. That was like signaling it is time. That was like, Josh, you've made it, and now it's time to use your Chinese, and now it's time for you to get better. And that's how I kind of felt when I saw the signs. I got excited. I'll put a video in here, I think, of me saying that, of me like reacting to, whoa, the signs are in Chinese. I'm pretty sure I said something like that with Darius there. If not, just this video, just know that it was amazing for me. And we got there. The signs are in Chinese. Oh my gosh. I'm actually really happy about that. Went through customs. I met somebody, a new person, like right through while we were waiting in the line for customs. She's from England, also learning languages. It's pretty cool. She's gonna be here for a little bit, and then another country for a little bit, another country. I don't want to disclose like too much information, but she's really cool, and she turns out to be Christian too, which is great. That's another story for another time. But yeah, Darius and I met her, collected our bags, and then somebody came to collect me, and somebody was there to collect the lady as well. And the person that collected me took Darius at night where we need to go. Now, how did they take us there? Not by car, which I thought they were going to do. They took us through the subway. What? I had never, first of all, let's start with the size of this elevator. This elevator was so big, and there were like two, and the elevator went underground or something. So, okay, we gone to the underground thing, and then we gone to the subway. Now, I have never been on a train before. So this is my first time on a train, and this was actually, like, it was cool. It was really fast. And not only was the train fast, but like the transferring between trains was fast. So we didn't just take one train and got to where we go and that was it. Nope. There was like a whole set of maps and like lines to like get off at this stop and that stop first, and then transfer, and then buy another ticket, and then go through these things, and then put your ticket in. Well, swipe at this one, and then put your ticket in at this one, and then get on the next train. It was so crazy, and it was all fast. So like as soon as you got in, you grab on, train like seconds was gone, and then when you get off, door open for like maybe a minute, 2 minutes, close, and you have to be not sprinting, but like moving really quickly to your next train, and everybody was moving quickly, and this was like normal. I was like, whoa. It's like in Barbados, we would probably be casually moving to the next one. It's like, one today, one tomorrow. Nope, people were rushing, bro. People were rushing, and that's kind of how I feel like. As one of the things I've been told, that the China's less relaxed, more go get it in terms of business and that kind of stuff, and I kind of felt it straight from the subway. Anyways, we made it, and we made it to my hotel, and put down my stuff. I went to eat, and then I went walking around. I think I'll put some videos here of me trying to walk around at this point. If I don't, it's fine. But I got lost as like almost as soon as I got here. So when the guy left, he dropped me to my hotel first. Well, took me to my hotel first, and because I was supposed to stay there for one day before coming on to the university. And then we went to eat somewhere close. But even though it was close, I somehow got lost already. Like on the way to look for Tsinghua, which was supposed to be close, but close really meant like 25 minutes walk, buddy. What? 25 minutes walk. And yeah, I walked around, and I maybe got back home by like, let's say I got to China by 12, 11 something, 12, 8. Finished that eating by like 2:30. Finished that whole train stuff at eating by like 2:30. And then I got home like late, bro. Maybe 6, 7 o'clock in the night. Wow. That's crazy. yeah. Anyways, I was very tired, but my legs were killing me. And, I called my family, I think. The whole VPN thing was another story because WhatsApp wasn't working anymore, Instagram wasn't working anymore, and I thought I had set up the VPN before I left. I just downloaded it, I didn't set it up. That was a problem because I needed to do some ping and some other things which I couldn't do without the VPN. It's so crazy. So I really should have set it up before I came to Barbados. For anybody else, before I came to China, so if anybody else was leaving, coming to China, and they want to set up the VPN, make sure you do the whole paying process and everything. You actually use it before you get to China, so you would know it works. And the recommended one I was recommended was Astro. Things like Nord, I think Nord doesn't work. Somebody paid for it and it's not working. Yeah, Astro is the one I was recommended, so that's the one I use. I think Let's VPN also works. Somebody told me that. But yeah. So I called my family, went to sleep, wake up the next day, and got lost again. Went into the town and got lost again because I need to get my Chinese number, right? Because without a Chinese number, I can't get data. Without data, like, I can't really use the maps. And you can't use Google Maps. You use Baidu D2, Baidu map, essentially. Or Gouda, which is another map, which is supposedly, like, more detailed sometimes. So, like, Waze and Google Maps in Barbados, for example. And yeah, I got lost and it was crazy. Like I went to go and get my phone number at a China Mobile, which is like let's say a Flow in Barbados. That was supposed to be closed. First of all, I've been walking for like an hour before I found it, and I didn't find it. I found one, but I thought I found one, but when I got near, it apparently was one that was inside the university and not the university I belong to, so I actually couldn't go in to use it. So I was like, bruh. So I went out at 9 to do this thing and come back, and I got back by like 10 something. I was like, you know what? This can't work. So I went to the reception of the hotel, very helpful guy, and told him, okay, I'd like a taxi to go to Tsinghua, the university that I've been accepted by. Cool, where I am right now. And the guy said, sure, you want it now? And I was like, yes, please, that'll be great. He said, all right, cool, sit here while I get it. I was like, oh, can I go get my stuff first from my room? And he was like, okay, cool, get your stuff and come back quickly. So then I went to get my stuff, and before I got out the room, the guy was outside, like, waiting, like, the taxi's here, like, hurry up. I was like, what? I'm telling you, it was not even 10 minutes. It was not even 5 minutes good. And the taxi was already from wherever it was at the hotel waiting for me to go to Tsinghua. That was like, what? I'm like, yo, I thought things were like going to be fast, but like not that fast. No way, bro. I hope the police are that fast too. Anyways, that was so good. That was great. So, and it cost me $17 only, bro. 17 kwai, which is about 17 like Chinese dollars, which is about a little over a little under $6 Barbados dollars. It cost me to get a taxi from my hotel to Tsinghua. Gotta love it. So yeah, I got there, and this is gonna be a really long video. I'm sorry, guys. I got there, and when I arrived, it actually took. The taxi couldn't drive me all the way to my dorm. He could only drive like some ways into the university, but then at some point it was like, all right, you can't drive any further than here. So I was like, all right, cool. And I said, all right, cool, just a little bit. Just the man told me, just walk straight and just turn right and you'll get there. All right, cool. So I started to walk straight. 2 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm walking straight for 10 minutes. I'm still not there, bro. Still not there. I'm keep looking at the signs like, am I going the right way? Did I pass it? Like, and this is with my suitcase, my heavy one and the small one. And I'm just at my bag, my backpack. I'm like, I'm not there yet. And I keep going. And then eventually I see a sign. That sounds like it is the place. And I keep going. Needless to say, it took me like 30 more minutes of walking with these 2 suitcases to get to this place. It was so bad, right? That switching hands for my suitcase became like a dance. It was so smooth. It hurt so much. Walk, spin, switch hands, walk. walk for a couple more minutes, walk, switch, spin hand, you know, and keep going and keep going. It was really a journey. I felt like that was probably the hardest physical challenge I've had so far since arriving in China. Even more than an hour walking in Wudao and Beijing City looking for the China Mobile. All right, so we made it. We made it. Praise the Lord. We made it to Zhejiang Apartments 23, which is where a lot of the international students are staying, and did the whole registration process. That was actually very, very smooth. I put my stuff in my room and went back out to explore the university. Yeah, pretty much. And since then, there's been a couple of things, little classes, group lectures, opening ceremony, and other things that I will talk about maybe in another video or two. But that is essentially the journey of how I got from Barbados to Tsinghua University, where I'll be spending the next 2 years, God willing, doing my master's in engineering management. Thank you all for listening. See you all in the next update, hopefully not in the same ship. Bye-bye. 工业工程系欢迎新同学. This means the industrial department, Department of Industrial Engineering welcomes new students. That's so nice.